Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing another two perspective drawing here at our local library, combining a top view and a front view in one sketch. The subjects are completely different this time. A round table right in front of me for the top view, and the scenery outside the window for the front view. I'm really curious to see how this combination will turn out. So let's dive into it right now. So I'm using my thin notebook again. Every time I use thin notebook to do my experiment. So I like how casual it feels. It's a very normal notebook like anyone can use for anything. Trying out new approaches feels more relaxing and fun in a simple notebook like this rather than in a fancy sketchbook with high quality paper. So I feel like there's less pressure using a thin notebook or just any kind of notebook. Yeah, so I can just focus on experimenting and enjoying the process. So for today here, I will just start by drawing the plant because I feel like, oh, it's quite tall. Maybe it will be easier to draw in the front view first to block in how much space it will be taking up. And I'm now considering like this round table, how much space it will also take up. And I feel like the background, which is also the front view, can be behind the top view. So that is possible. And I will be drawing in the handphone now, which is my super mini, very old SE phone that I use as my camera. I want to make it slightly bigger just to play around how it looks like being so much bigger than my bag, which is being covered by this small handphone. So I'm just drawing it out first. As usual, I'll be using this pastel, oil pastel pencil and see how everything goes in together with one another. So while I'm doing this, it is always about playing. It's always about not planning so much. Planning is just a very draft idea of where the things will go to, which corner it will goes to. But I never think about this handphone that it will be bigger than my bag. It's just another playful approach to see how the whole thing will turns out looking. So I feel like this is part of the play and fun element in terms of this noble experimental art thing. Many times we draw with a lot of pressure. Like I have other videos doing reinterpretation of certain masters' works. Those needs to be more serious. But this kind that I'm doing here, it is just more relaxing. Yeah, I'm trying to say that the bag will be smaller and the pencil box will be smaller. I'm trying to tell you that the edge of the round table will be somewhere that I point out to in the picture. Yeah, so just having a play mindset and see how the things turns out. Ultimately about the whole session is to just to have fun. I want to enjoy my experiment. I want to enjoy seeing how things turns out. So it's not about how well the drawing is, how quality the drawing is. No, it's not about that. It's about playing, it's about trying, it's about experimenting, and then it can be very fun. The most important thing is having fun in this process, which I really enjoy. So actually until today I can see that I've done like this is the number 10 teen notebook video that I'm doing. Every time when I come to be doing this teen notebook thing, I will feel very relaxed because I know it's full of fun. and I know I will enjoy this process more. Okay, so now I'm drawing the bag. Even the bag, the details, I'm not going to put too much details inside because it's just roughly a placement. And then seeing how a top view combines with a front view looks like. That's it. So it is nothing serious, nothing, you know. So parts like doing the shadow now here is simply fun. I decided to draw in the ceiling at the top so the window panes don't look like they are stretching endlessly upwards. The ceiling, it does give a sketch like a sense of closure. It frames the scene nicely and serves like another purpose in balancing the composition. I'm now also sketching the window support, which is also made of glass. So I find it quite tricky. It is not easy to tell that it is glass just by the lines alone. Unless we recognize it when it connects all the way to the bottom, which is now I'm drawing it, you can see the angle. From there we can see, oh, okay, it looks like it's some kind of a support. The transparency will only come through later when I start adding the color in. I'm now observing what is outside the window pane and what I could include in a very simple way for my drawing. Of course, I'm not going to draw everything outside. It's just too many and too much, too complicated. So I now decide to just start off with the zebra crossing. That is something that most of us are very familiar with. It is easy to recognize. It's easy to see that as a road element, something that is doing outside with the traffic and things. It certainly doesn't belong to the library. It is something outside the window. So I use this as my first element, drawing this outside element outside the window to express something like a transparent window, a transparent glass that you can see things outside. Yeah, so I feel like features that we use are very good to relate the kind of materials that is in the drawing as well. And I try to make the zebra crossing much bigger than what I actually see in the actual scenery, so that the rest of the elements doesn't needs to be too much, because the zebra crossing will take up much space already. The next thing that follows will be the barriers, the barriers that is beside the zebra crossing and the grass patch that's below the barrier. So these are simple things, only a few elements. I'm not going to include the buildings behind. Those will be too much complication. Okay, I'm finally done with all my drawings. I'm now ready to start painting. So I'm going to check whether there's enough water and which is the right brush that I'll be using. Usually it will be a medium and the very smallest brush size I'll be using for experimental sketch, and the medium brush for backgrounds. So these are the past paint gouache colors that I've used in the previous painting. I have not removed them. I thought that they still could be used. You can see like it's reactivated easily when there's water inside the brush. So it's all dried out before I bring them over today. And I just mix a color. I'm going to put it onto the painting, which is on the table itself. It is almost 2 hours since I've been in the library, starting from the line art and then now painting. Almost the whole thing is almost done, although it's not really done yet. Painting does takes a lot of patience, and this stage is always the ugliest, where all the lines are not defined, colors are not defined. um, there is no contrast in between each elements, and you still have to continue, or I will still have to continue to finish the background color, at least in the library, before I decide to head home to use color pencil to complete the rest of the touching up work, defining work, and those works that will make each element stands out better. So using gouache, there's a most wash down like watercolor is my method of quick color for the background. And I find that gouache as a background color, the texture when it is dried acts as a very good base for the color pencil to go on top as a touch-up color. So I find that these two mediums, the gouache and the color pencil, they just complements each other very well. If you have followed along until this point, you will see how important the color pencil is in completing the drawing. Do you also use color pencil after you use the gouache? After I start the teen notebook, this series, I really like to put color pencil as the last medium after the gouache, because the gouache has a very nice texture to color on. It somehow is able to grab the color pencil onto its surface really well. And color pencil helps to refine all the little edges and corrects the uneven part of the paint, especially when we are using brushes. And the watercolor brush that I use is not a very well defined brush. Whenever I paint, the water will just come out. So, sometimes during the painting, we do not want to have so much water coming out, but yet there's water coming out. So there is no perfection also in using the water brush, although it is very convenient to bring outside to paint. So I personally find the final detailing part using the color pencil very enjoyable, because it gives me a sense of hope that the drawing will turn out well in the end, and I have the control in my hands. And that's the belief I carry with me in every piece of drawing that I try out, the things that I shown you in other videos as well, whether it is this teen notebook experimental art, or painting with gouache for my Chamai memories, or the reinterpretation, different kinds of things that I do to fulfill my curiosity. And the color pencil will eventually, make things comes together beautifully, because I've seen how it works. I think everything we do requires a bit of perseverance and faith to see it through. That same belief carries me through every painting and every video I share here. Whenever I have a new idea that sparks my curiosity, I will simply want to try it out, and I will record the process and share the journey with you all. So if you do use color pencil also to do the final touch up for your paintings, maybe you can drop a comment and let me know how you use that and how many colors you use. Yeah, for myself, I use a limited number of color pencils, because there is just too much color to choose from. And this video is coming to an end. Thank you so much for everyone who see the video until here. I will be making more videos, so thank you and welcome back, and join me in my next video. All right? Thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye.